It's a new month, and you know what that means. It's time to unbox a new shipment from my friends at Video Games Monthly. And yeah, let's just get into it. I have to free this thing from its priority mail prison. We'll find out what's inside, and we'll take a look at the games I got. So what is Video Games Monthly? Video Games Monthly is a monthly subscription service where you can get 3, 4, 5, 10, or now 20 games sent directly to your front door. And who am I? I'm Jay. I'm from the YouTube channel Square Pegs. Welcome. You're probably here for a reason. And I get Video Games Monthly every month. Now, there have been some unfocused accusations out there that I get these sent to me for free, and I can assure you that is not the case. Because if it was, my wife would be significantly happier that I'm not spending money on stuff that I don't necessarily need every month. But as it is, I enjoy VGM. I like getting my shipment in every month. It's a little bit like a Christmas present to myself. I don't know what I'm getting. So I like to find out what's inside. We crack it open, we take a look at it. Now, what do I get games for? I get games for the NES, the Super Nintendo, the Famicom, the N64, the GameCube, the Genesis, the Master System. There's always some point where I'm forgetting now. I'm tired. It's been a long day. So yeah, we're just going to crack this guy open, find out what's inside. And how I do this is I look right down this camera. I take a look at the lens. Do not look at what's in the box. I hold it up to the camera. Chances are I can't read it because my eyes suck and I'm old. And you guys find out before me, but we'll find out everything together. So let's crack this box open. Let's find out what's inside. Now, first things first, there's always some little bit of ephemera, and I've got something here, and it feels like it's a temporary tattoo. And it is indeed a Floydomania temporary tattoo featuring our good friend Floyd, who has been kidnapped. If you aren't sure about that, you should be checking out Game Dad and Game Closet's channels to find out exactly what's happened to Floyd. But this is a fun little temporary tattoo. I usually have these at conventions, and I like getting stuff like this in the box. And there's also, of course, the social card. What the social card does is it tells you to update your list of games that you have on the website. Because every time you get a game sent to you, you can update your list on their website and they won't send you a duplicate game. Now, human error occurs. It's a thing. And if you are sent a duplicate game, it's real simple. You just reach out to customer service. They'll get you a new game sent out immediately and you'll be set to go. And one of the cool things as well on these social cards is that sometimes you get a free game. And if you see here, I got a 1-up, which means there's a free game in here. So we start off by doing a blind feel of what's in here, and we're gonna try to discover what's going on here. So right off the bat, it feels like I got 2 Famicom games. I got an NES. I got Saturn. I get Japanese Saturn games. And I'm not sure what these last 2 are. Probably Saturn as well, just because it's new and Japanese Saturn games aren't necessarily expensive. So we'll go to the Saturn last. We'll start things off with the Famicom, which is one of my favorite consoles to collect for. We're going to kick things off with a yellow cartridge. I don't know what it is, but 3, 2, 1, here we go. Fantasy Zone? X's. I have no idea what this is. Let's take a look at X's right now on the Famicom. It's always fun to discover a new vertical shooter you've never heard of. That's what I get here with X's. This is really neat. Now, this is one, as far as I'm aware, that never made it to the States on the NES. I think there was an arcade release, and it was called Savage Bees or something like that, but I don't think this actually ever made it to the NES, which is interesting, because this was developed by Capcom, so it's a Capcom vertical shooter. It feels like a classic Capcom vertical shooter arcade game, and I mean, well, that's because it is. And it's pretty clever. Now, it shows its age. It's a very old game. This is a February 1985 release, and I'm honestly kind of impressed with how well designed the game is for something that's that old on a system as archaic as the NES, because this thing just hits every note. It works incredibly well. There's some really creative gameplay elements at play here where you actually find different power-ups to turn enemies into bonus points, and you are able to shoot the bad guys and turn them into power-ups, which I think is really cool. I mean, it's stuff that we're used to nowadays, but for the time, this is pretty impressive. This is a really solid game, and as always, I love getting stuff on the Famicom, especially when it's a colorful cartridge with fun box art. And X's hits both notes perfectly. X's might be great, might be terrible. You have just seen the review. I don't know what it is. I've never even heard of it before, so we're going to try that one out. And yeah, you will have seen the review already, and hopefully it's good. It might not be. Next up is a dark blue cartridge for the Famicom, and 3, 2, 1. Oh god, it's a Hudson Soft. Oh, right on Bungling Bay. Okay, that's not bad. Let's take a look now at right on Bungling Bay. I hate these Broderbund Hudson Soft cartridges because they're just so... I mean, the design is okay, but you can't really tell what they are. So yeah, let's take a look now, and you probably can't even see the English text on there, but it exists, I promise. Let's take a look at it now. I'll be honest with you, the title Raid on Bungling Bay always made me giggle when I was younger because it's a funny name. Like, let's be honest, it's just a silly name, but the gameplay isn't silly at all. It actually like is a really solid title, and it's super well designed. This is a helicopter shooter, and this is kind of like, dare I say it, an open world shooter, for lack of a better term. You have an entire map that you're able to fly around with your helicopter in and blow up tanks and blow up turrets and take out all kinds of different ships and radar dishes and things like that. And it's a very straightforward title, but I'll be damned if this isn't fun. And hey, fun bonus fact here, designed by Will Wright, the guy who created SimCity, so that's pretty damn cool as far as I'm concerned. The controls are really solid, the speed is good, you're actually able to control how fast and how slow you're going to go. It's a really fun title. This is something where I'm actually really impressed by this one. I wish I had taken the time to play this earlier in my life, because I do think it's a very fun game. I'm stoked to have this one. Like, my biggest complaint about it is that the cartridge is kind of ugly. It's a Broderbund or Hudson Soft cartridge, so all you get is this kind of weird design, and you have to hold it up to the light just right to be able to read what the actual title is, but it's a fun game. There you have it, Raid on Bungling Bay from Hudson Soft / Broderbund in Japan. I think I want to do NES last. So we're going to move on now to whatever the rest of these are. Okay, I don't know how this one's going to open, so we're just going to hope for the best that this one, because this is a double disc set. 3, 2, 1. That is backwards. 3, 2, 1. That didn't help. Machi! Sound Storytelling Interactivist Innovation of Sound Novel. I have no idea what this is going to be. I hope it's full motion video. Not that I will be able to understand any of the words that are in this because I don't speak Japanese. But yeah, let's take a look now at Machi. Sounds Storytelling Interactivist Innovation of Sound Novel. It's a 2-disc game, and I hope that means that it's good. I do not know what is going on with Machi. I think that there might be something interesting here that's kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure thing, but I will be completely upfront and honest with you. I did not take the time to play this long enough using Google Lens to translate all of the text on screen, because it is quite literally a wall of Japanese text critting me for 100 damage. I have no earthly idea what's going on here. I know my guy likes chocolate milk. I know he likes trench coats and he wears bucket hats. And I think he might be hacking bank machines. I don't really know. I've got nothing here. I got nothing. From what I can tell, you can choose from different people to play their stories. You're able to play stories and choose what happens, but I couldn't tell you what it is. I'm going to need to be selective on my Japanese Saturn games, and I think this is going to be something where I have to self-curate it rather than relying on VGM to send me stuff. There you have it. Machi. I have a feeling that Saturn stuff might be coming off my list pretty rapidly. 3, 2, 1. No idea. Oh, Mobile Suit Gundam. Side Story 1. I don't know. Let's take a look now at this Gundam game. This could be cool. This one I recognize. This is a property I understand. This is a property I'm familiar with, and this is Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story 1. I am excited about this game, because this game, despite the fact that I got a little bit concerned at the start because there was a lot of Japanese speaking going on, and I don't speak Japanese, I don't understand Japanese, when you get in game, oh man, is it fun. It is a mech shooter. It is a mech FPS, and it is an arena shooter, and it is fun. It is well designed. It looks good. It runs silky smooth. The sound in the game is great. The gameplay is solid and just beautifully designed. This is the kind of game I'm hoping to get from VGM. This is the kind of thing I want. This is the kind of games that I want to add to my Japanese Saturn collection because it's cool. Just plain and simple. It's cool. And like the case is even neat. Like, not only is the game neat, the case that it comes in is really neat. It's actually got like a cardboard case on it with a book attached to it. It's very clever. It reminds me of Pearl Jam's Vitalogy album, if anyone remembers that. That's kind of what I'm picturing when I'm thinking of this. Anyway, Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story 1 is a really fun title. Very excited to have it. Very, very happy to put this in the collection. Gundam. Not bad. Really interesting. I do like getting Saturn stuff. I just don't know much about the console, especially Japanese releases. It is a console I'm kind of blind to, one I don't know much about, but it's fun getting games for it. All right, last potentially Saturn game, might be something else, but I think it's Saturn. All right, it could be a GameCube game in a standard jewel case, but let's hope for Saturn. 3, 2, 1. Sankyo Fever. Oh God, it's a slot machine game. This is going to be awful. Saturn games might not be for me on Video Games Monthly. I think I need to be a little bit more selective about the Japanese Saturn games I'm getting, because I will say that, you know, being 2 for 6 2 months in a row, probably not the best track record. Sankyo Fever Jiki Simulation S is a pachinko simulator, and that's about as interesting as it sounds. Is it pretty? Sure. Are there a bunch of different pachinko machines you can play? Absolutely. Is it fun? Maybe. I got nothing. I have no idea what's going on here. I don't know much about pachinko. Not really my thing. So video pachinko, decidedly not really my thing. It's just not for me. This one's a miss. If you like stuff like this, if you are just so ingrained in Japanese culture, this is probably something that's going to be a fantastic pickup for you and something that you'd be very interested in. But for me, this is just another game. That's all it is. So yeah, Saturn stuff is going to get dropped because I don't know. It's 2 months in a row with not stuff that I'm really, truly stoked about. That's okay. It was an experiment. It was worth trying. And yeah, just nothing I'm really digging. But let's check out now. Let's check out this final NES game. 3, 2, 1. Total Recall. Oh God, this game is so bad. Total Recall. You know, when I initially reviewed Total Recall back in an issue of Back Issue Advertising, link on screen right now for those curious, I said that it broke the streak of everything that was in that issue of Spider-Man, and that is really a fact. It is not a fun game. I don't know how we got from the sci-fi masterpiece that is Total Recall starring Arnold Schwarzenegger to whatever this pile of hot, stinky, summer Florida heat garbage is. This is just a terrible game. It is not well designed. It is not fun to play. It is not pretty. It doesn't sound good. It's just a hot mess. It is an awful game. It is not fun to play. And it's not something that I really had any designs on ever owning. Like, as much as I love licensed games, and licensed games are kind of my thing, this one just sucks. Flat out. Terrible game. Not enjoyable. We'll be happy to never ever play this one again. Atrocious. But we're not here about the quality of the games. Those are always fun to talk about in those reviews, of course, but we're here to look at the value of what I got. So we're going to total everything up, head over to price chart and get everything added up. I'll come back and I'll let you know if I was ahead, behind, or right on the money.
Pizza time.
I am back, and after review of everything that I received and plugging it into price charting, I come out at $59.99, which is just above what I typically pay. Now, I got the one up because probably the 5 games I had in here didn't put me over that limit. This puts me over that kind of magical threshold of making sure I'm getting value for what I paid. I don't really know that this is the most interesting box for me. Like, there's definitely some stuff in here where I'm kind of cold on, but as far as a value goes, it's here, and I can't really complain about that. Gameplay is another story entirely, but I can't hold that accountable to Video Games Monthly. That's the game designer's fault at that point, to be honest with you. But those are the games I got. Some of these will probably be traded in down the road, and I'll use those to get something else, but there you have it. Let me know in the comments down below what game looked the most interesting to you. Let me know if you're a Video Games Monthly subscriber, and until next time, folks, I've been Jay. Appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me. Remember to play more games, stay square, and take care. I'll talk to you soon.